So today I thought it would be fun if we looked at 10 celebrities who are supposedly American, but really they're Irish. Now, it's an ongoing joke with Irish people in Ireland that everybody in the world claims that they're Irish.
Well, I'm Irish.
Because I'm Irish. I'm Irish.
I'm Irish. I'm Irish. This is milk to me.
And there is an element of truth to that, because really we all left Ireland and we just bred like rabbits, and we're everywhere, and we're in a little bit of you. That sounds gross. But these 10 celebrities I've picked today are people that you wouldn't necessarily think of right away as having any Irish ancestry. And I've chosen these 10 because they have more than just a little link. Like, there's a real reason that they're connected to Ireland. And Irish is in your heart, mateys. I actually want to slap myself right now. Before we get into the video, do be sure to subscribe. Otherwise, the Irish bit of you is going to go away and you're not going to have any sarcasm or wit or charm left in you at all. So subscribe to avoid that fate. It's an Irish curse, Bagara. I've never said Bagara before. Coming in at number 10, it's Will Ferrell. Actually, his name is Will Farrell, or O Ferrell, as he used to be known. Well, he was never known as O Ferrell, but he was Farrell. Mr. Stage name Ferrell has actually made a habit of tracing his genealogy in Ireland. And Will's ancestry, yes, we're on first name terms now, can be traced all the way to County Longford. I actually don't know if I've ever been to Longford, but I'm told it's lovely. Ferrell has said that the Irish in him is what actually makes him funny.
St. Patrick's Day, huh?
Will has said that he is so committed to his Irishness that he is willing to drive on the left-hand side of the road, irrespective of what country he's in, irrespective of whether it's illegal or not. That's how committed he is to his Irishness. And Elf is one of the funniest movies ever, and elves are similar to leprechauns, so there's that. The next person you never would have thought was Irish is Mariah Carey. When you actually look at her, you can see it though, because she's got those bonny cheeks, you know? She also is a big fake tan advocate, and nothing says Irish woman more than fake tan. Mariah Carey's mother, Patricia Hickey, has there ever been a more Irish name? Her parents actually came from Cork. Both of them. The pair of them were actually well-known Irish trad singers around the area. Could that have trickled into Mariah's beautiful angelic voice? I don't know, but we're claiming it. Next up, I have two major celebrities whose links are not super strong individually, but they're on this list because that link is so important. It's Rihanna and Beyonce. Their Irish ancestry comes from the same thing. Rihanna's dad is called Ronald Fenton, and he is a Barbadian Irish person. Yes, there are Barbadian Irish people, and I'll tell you why. When Cromwell invaded Ireland about 400 years ago, 50,000 Irish people were scooped up and brought over to Barbados, yay, to be made into slaves. Hitting you up here with some hard facts. They weren't technically speaking slaves. It was called indentured servitude, and it was a transitory state, whereas being a slave was not. But do you remember that thing I said about breeding like rabbits? Well, the Irish obviously charmed a few people, and there were some intercoupling things going on, forbidden relationships, and therein blossomed the Irish Barbadian, I don't know. Anyway, Beyonce hasn't said much about her Irishness. I mean, she was like, go Ireland when she was here, but Rihanna has said a little bit more, that she is of Irish descent. Basically, that's about the extent of it. Her father's side, who is the Irish person, he and she don't always have a good relationship. It's very on, off, good, bad, back and forth, so I don't really know how she feels about it, but you know, it's there. So yeah. Rihanna was also sued in the High Court of Ireland 2 times, which, you know, kind of cements her position in society in a way. Her former bodyguard sued her for defamation, and then years later, when that didn't work out, his wife sued her. They didn't win, so you know. Okay, the next person worth mentioning, and irrespective of what side of politics you're on, it's an important person to mention because, Jesus, I would not have thought he was Irish. It's Barack Obama. Now don't go getting political in the comments, that's not what we're here for. Worth noting, Michelle also has an Irish connection, but the reason I include Barrack in this list is because he has his very own petrol station, or gas station as it's called in America. I don't have a petrol station, and I'm Irish, so he's obviously super Irish. It's called the Obama Plaza, and it's very well known. It's a very well known spot on the motorway of Ireland. So it turns out his great-grandfather, Falmouth Carney, how Irish is that, he was a 19-year-old shoemaker, and he just decided to feck off out of Ireland and make a new life for himself in the America, and that's what he did. When Barack Obama visited Ireland, the Taoiseach presented him with a Merit of Irish Heritage, which is a lot like a high commendation diploma in the Recorder, but it's nice to have, I suppose. My mom said it was great when I got one, so, you know, I framed that and it was on my wall for about a decade. Next up, pretty much all the Kardashians claim to be Irish in some way. Kim Kardashian actually honeymooned with Kanye, famously in County Cork. Rumour has it she was a little disappointed with the non-romanticness of going for a walk in fields with 2 bodyguards. Don't know what she was thinking. Were there going to be fairy lights everywhere? What? Oh, speaking of fairy lights, sparkling, they're new. But she's denied that claim. She said she had a great time, so, you know, it's gotta be true. But today I will be focusing on the 2 youngest of the Kardashian clan, who are actually not Kardashians at all, but Jenners, because both Kylie and Kendall are the children of 2 half-Irish, supposedly, parents. Well, that's what they said in the press. Who knows if it's true? I don't. But when you look at Kylie's old face, that is a very Irish face. Like, she looks Irish as hell. Am I wrong? Like, those freckles, yo. She looks hella Irish. Next up we have Marilyn Monroe. Actually, she's a little bit more Scottish than Irish, but because she's an icon, I'm going to claim her. She has ancestors from Derry in Northern Ireland. And Monroe actually evolved from the Irish name Monroe. There's a famous story about her coming through Shannon Airport, returning to America, where she had her first ever Irish coffee and developed a taste for it and would ask for it every single morning. Seems she also developed a taste for more than just the coffee. But, you know, that's a rumour. Allegedly. It's a great word, isn't it? You can't get in trouble when you say allegedly. Allegedly. Next up we have Eddie Murphy. Ooh, you never thought about that name much before, did you? Yeah, Murphy's not a stage name, it's his actual name. His grandfather was called Patrick Murphy, and you don't get more Irish than that. Yeah, it turns out Eddie Murphy's granddaddy comes from Sligo, of all places. And Eddie has contributed his quick wit to his Irish heritage, so there you go, you'll never look at Eddie Murphy and his name the same way again. Next up we have Walt Disney, whose Irishness actually played a huge part in the whole Disney thing. Walt's great-grandparents were from County Kilkenny. Walt's grandfather, Arundel Disney, yeah, that's where the name Arundel came from, was born and raised in County Kilkenny. Walt Disney took a trip to Ireland at a time where it was rumoured he was feeling a little down in the dumps, a little bit sad. We all get a little sad sometimes. You don't necessarily need drugs, but they help. He said that learning all about folklore and fairies renewed his interest in the magic of the world, and when he was here he was gifted with a lovely pony which he named Darby. Ooh. 14 years later, Darby O'Gill and the Little People came out, and it was the first Disney film to be shown outside of the USA, so his Irishness was real. Penultimately, we have Tom Cruise, not as popular these days as he used to be back in yonder day, but nonetheless talented. Initially, I'm going to say his roots do seem far, far away. Do you see what I did there? But just bear with me. His great-grandparents, Patrick and Teresa Russell Cruise, hailing from Dublin but married in Meath, as is still common these days for people who want to save a buck or two, because weddings are hell a lot cheaper in Meath. But what makes Tom super Irish is that when he visited Ireland, he was given an honorary certificate of Irishness, which I didn't even know was a thing, and I don't have one. So am I really Irish? Yes, but I don't have a certificate to say so. And the number 1 person you would not have expected to be Irish. Okay, drum roll, we haven't done that in a while. It's Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I did a lot of research for this video, but I still couldn't nail down whether it was his grandfather or his great-grandfather. Many articles saying different things, but anyway, one of them was from Ennis, County Clare. And when you think about it, it actually just makes a lot of sense. Ali famously had the gift of the gab. Now, McGregor has tried to follow in his footsteps, but, you know, it's a matter of opinion whether you think, yeah. Ali famously said that his fighting spirit comes from his Irish heritage, so that's pretty cool. There are so many other celebrities who claim Irish heritage: Zooey Deschanel, Dakota Fanning, Jonas Brothers, Katy Perry, the Afflecks, pretty much Any celebrity you can think of claims Irish heritage, but I felt that those 10 were very unexpected and had that little extra something that makes them Irish. Today I want to say a very special thank you to all my patrons, as today marks my 2-year anniversary of being on Patreon. I was curious to see who'd stuck around, and it turns out these patrons were there from the very first pledge. My mind is actually blown. Thank you to each and every person who has ever pledged on Patreon. You guys changed my entire life. And that's it for today, bye. And it can be traced all the way back, and it can be traced all the way to Count and Wills. Could that have because as it turns out, both Kris Jenner and... What do you think of the sparkly lights? Are they in your way? They're not. Mommy made very sure they're not in your way. Irishness. Irishness.